So, hello everybody. My name is Kiyyan, and the name of my project is Carousel of Permeability. And my project deals with themes of cycles and immortality and complexity. So, Coco Chanel and her art field bought a home, tell their story as a collector and director. It's where the world-renowned fashion designer lives, works, and entertains. By Heinz Rudolf Giger. Photography by Michael Wolf, September 1st, 2018. When Coco bought the building in the late 90s, she recalls, my dream was to have a salon-style space. She refurbished the interiors and opened her gallery in 2000, settling into a bachelorette pad. Since 2015, she lives together with her lover Cameron, and throughout the 2018 transformation, the couple's love of frequent impromptu visitors was a major consideration. This is a very public-facing space, says Coco, who took on the job while she was creative director for Louis Vuitton. We start our journey in the bedroom of Coco Chanel. There is a sort of parasitism, a universal cannibalism that belongs to the domain of the living. It feeds off itself without realizing that it needs other forms and modes of existence. I have no desire for separate bedroom, says Coco Chanel. The walls were fluffy and heavy with dust, and in the corners were masses of spiders' webs, whereon the dust had gathered till they looked like old tattered rags, as the weight had torn them partly down. Does this proposition describe a connection between my action and room's order, or does it make the connection? As we enjoy the magnificent views, a knock on the door interrupts us. Guests must be coming, says Coco Chanel.
So, how do you feel about getting older? In general.
Feathers, war feathers. And this is my first défilé in 15 years.
What is your idea of good taste?
Eduardo Ruiz is the only one weakness against power. Be able to get to him.
So, late Saturday night, the beautiful and the damned danced above Floriac Street until the morning. Hedonist's ideal party with a soulful twist. Permeability was the keyword. Everything is in everything. The CO2, which is bubbling in the cocktails, is made not only in front of the cocktail, but in it, passing through it, coming out of it. This interpenetration between world and subject gives to the space a complex geometry, which is itself in permanent change. An artificial paradise, electricity, air conditioning, tubes, telegraphs, tracks, and elevators. She builds unreasoningly, destroys unceasingly, and her inner workshop is quite close to us. Any work with which one concerns oneself is ready to hand, not only in the domestic world of the workshop, but also in the public world, says Coco. Along with the public world, the environment in nature is discovered and is accessible to everyone. Her body is a genetic industry that knows no interruption. Her life is nothing but the cosmic alembic of universal metamorphosis, the power that allows any form to be born, to constitute itself from individuals from different forms, to develop, to modify its form over time, to reproduce, thus differentiating itself, to multiply what exists, provided that it modifies it, and to die, to allow difference to overtake identity. As Coco talks about her work, her significant other Cameron comes in. Coco enthusiastically describes him. His limbs are in proportion, and I had selected his features as beautiful, beautiful, great God. Carried along with the flow, we watch the past deconstructed, the present composed of fragments, and already the outline of the future. Of necessity, what she creates is new, because her imagination, inflamed and nourished by the description of the poets, assumes infinite variety and multiplicity. I understand my work as a visual synthesis corresponding to a certain idea of totality, which is subject to the organic model, says Coco. All bodies, all faces, all hands is an impossible totality. But this impossible totality is the asymptotic unity obtained by the active synthesis of a multiplicity of movements, whose subject is not a finished unity, the body, but an infinite multiplicity, life. To breathe means to be immersed in a medium that penetrates us with the same intensity as we penetrate it. Plants have transformed the world into the reality of breath, and it is starting from the topological structure which life has given to the cosmos that I will attempt to describe in my work, the notion of world. Thanks to them, the sun becomes the skin of the earth, its most superficial layer, and the earth becomes a star that feeds off the sun and constructs itself from its light. Yara is one of my first siblings. It was achieved from Hugh Grosvenor, Duke of Westminster, the second one, I think. She was so small when I got her. Yara was supposed to grow something about 1.5 centimeters a year. I tried different diets for her. I found out that 2 warms during the day, 1 glass of water in the night, and sunbathing for at least 3 hours a day does wonders to her. Our eyes close involuntarily as snow falls on our eyelashes. White fluff leads to their garden. The stairs found there through scarcity of available space and the uneven heights of entrances forced adventurous, scalologically risky, but graphically attractive level combinations, usually without handrails. We don't know where we are. None of us realizes that we are sitting upside down. They lead to a supposed underworld that maybe can also lead upwards. A large rose tree stood near the entrance of the garden. The roses growing on it were white, but there were 3 gardeners at it busily painting them red. There are incarnations of a biodiverse reef, toxic reef, bleached reef, coral reef, plastic meadow, white spiral garden, and more. However, from her mysterious workshop, she scattered over our globe thousands of infinitely diverse seeds of things which bear infinitely varied fruits, and in honor of him, shoot up into the largest, most colorful gardens. Sex, forms, and appearances all merge in the flower. Also forms have to express an individual truth, or define a nature, or communicate an essence. The mode of the structure of the plant also has something purely demonstrative and has no relation with its use. By disrupting hormones and development, these synthetic chemicals may be changing who we become, the way they may be altering our destinies.